Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Okay, I'm going to try to make potato gnocchi. And I don't have a potato ricer. Let me get my recipe. So I'm going to try to use a grater. Okay. I'm going to go step by step here with my Chef Tap app. And step by step. Boiled the potatoes. Now, and I peeled them. Pass the potatoes through a ricer, oops, or a food mill, which I don't have. I've been told I can use a grater. This little box grater. And I think I'm going to use a plate to grate them on. Then I'll dump them into a bowl. So let's see how this works. Oh, they're kind of hot. I don't want to smush them. I'm trying to keep them light and fluffy. Is that fluffy? I don't know. Does that look fluffy? I want it to be all wet. Let's see what this thing does. Let's try this. This one might be more like a ricer. Oh yeah, I think this is doing a better job. Yeah, they're definitely better. So who needs a potato ricer or a food mill? Or the giant gadget? Although I do love a good gadget. So these are still warm. I'm just grating them. I've got 2 pounds. 2 pounds of potatoes here. When a recipe calls for 4 potatoes, I mean, what does that mean? 4 big potatoes, 4 small potatoes, and what's big, what's small? So I like to look for recipes that tell me what weight. And this recipe said 4 pounds of potatoes. I mean 2 pounds. 2 pounds of potatoes. It said 4 large potatoes or 2 pounds. So I used about 6 or 7 small potatoes on my food scale, and that was 2 pounds. So I'm just gonna grate all of these. Looks pretty. Hoping this isn't making mush. I've never done this before. But I had this awesome recipe that uses spinach and tomatoes. I'll put it away. And I just bought a bag of frozen potato gnocchi. And I thought, this can't be hard to make. So I'm going to make this myself. See what happens. I I hope they come out better than the angel food cake donuts that stuck to the pan. I'm not going to boil these tonight. I'm just going to lay them on a tray, a little floured tray. I could freeze them, or I think I'll just refrigerate them. And I can cook them tomorrow. But I wanted to get the dough done now. Well, it's nice and quiet here. There's no... Mike's not here getting snacks. Somehow, every time I start cooking, he needs to come out and get a snack. And ask me what I'm doing. And more often than not, decide he's not going to eat it. Because it doesn't have a big hunk. It doesn't involve a red meat. I say, eat all the red meat you want. Don't ask me to cook it. Or touch it. I don't really like the smell of it. I don't like the grease all over the kitchen. So that's why the grill is awesome. Cook all the burgers you want outside. Though I did make beef bourguignon last week, because that's just so elegant and beautiful. And I didn't mind handling expensive meat. Isn't that funny? If it's expensive, I don't mind. So, I like to rinse things that have potato or starchy things on them in cold water. It seems to work better. Okay, so I ran my potatoes through the ricer. Now, it says to wipe this off again. Alright. Pass through potato recipe with the favor of the finest dish, onto a lightly floured surface. Make a well in the center of the mound of potatoes and sprinkle flour evenly over the potatoes. Break eggs into the well and then add salt and pepper. I'm going to do this in this bowl. Gordon Ramsay did it in a bowl. He just beat up the eggs. What is this called for? Salt, flour, eggs, and pepper. Flour, salt, 2 eggs. Don't roll away. Nice vegetarian feed with no added antibiotics, hormones, animal fat, or animal byproducts. I tried to buy cage-free also, but they didn't have any, so. Sometimes you just have to take what you get. I mean, I'd rather go to a local farmer and buy my eggs, but for some reason we were pressed for time that day. Next year, I'm going to get the CSA again. And I'll be at a farm once a week. So, 2 cups of flour? That's a lot of flour. Flour. This is a half cup much. One. 2. Sprinkle the Flour evenly over the potatoes. 3. 4, that's 2 cups. And then you make a well in the center. You pour the eggs in, add salt and pepper, pour the eggs in. How much salt? 2 tablespoons of salt? That's a lot of salt. Oh, that was in the potatoes, okay. Add 2½ teaspoons of salt. That makes more sense, doesn't it? One, 2, 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Pepper, how much pepper do we want? Pepper. 1/8 of a teaspoon, okay. So I'm going to guesstimate this. 1/8 of a teaspoon. I like pepper. That looks good. Alright, incorporate to form a dough. So I'm just going to kind of, I guess I'm going to fold it. Maybe I'll have to put my hands in here. I think eventually I'll have to use my hands. Now I'm going to put some flour on the counter, because I'm going to be kneading the dough. I'll just turn this out onto the counter. Oh, it feels fluffy. And just going to kind of gently, can you see this? Make a dough. I'm not supposed to squish it too much, but I mean, you gotta squish a little bit to make dough, right? I have to flour my hands. This is my first time, so it will be interesting to see. Oh, it's getting sticky. It's getting kind of sticky. Why am I getting all sticky? Ugh! Oh my God, this is gross. More flour, Captain. Oh, but it is starting to turn into a dough. This is a large chunk. I think I'm gonna... Oh, I hate when I have to open the drawer while my hands are dirty. Maybe I'll just work with half of it at a time. Now, I saw a guy that took a piece off to see if it rolled into... I watched a video. If you can roll it into a thing without it falling apart, it's good. But see, it's not. So I'm going to add a little more flour. Because apparently if it falls apart when you're rolling it, it's just going to disintegrate when you boil it. So... I'm going to take the time now to get it right. You want it to be airy, I guess, but not all dense, so this counter is going to be so gross. So you get a nice ball. And cut it in half. And then in thirds. Why is this so sticky? Oh, for the love of God. I think I need parchment to put this on. Oh my God, I gotta clean my hands. I can't take it. Alright. I just couldn't stand that. I'm gonna get some parchment. How I love a good parchment. This parchment paper. Oh, my hands cannot be wet. And I think I'm gonna take this little dough and roll it on the parchment into a log. Oh, I see how to do this. I'm just gonna keep turning the paper. Oh my goodness sakes. Maybe this was a little too advanced for me. Good Lord. Two cups plus 2 tablespoons. I guess I have enough flour, but it just seems like it's sticking. And how long is this rope supposed to be? And you cut them into little sections. Alright. This is what I've been dying to try. With a the way to make gnocchi is you get a fork with some flour on it. You lay it like this, and you press this in and roll it off, but it's sticky. Need more flour. Wheat flour will do. Yeah, that's what it needs, flour. Just gonna roll these all in some flour, then cut them. So cut, shake them around. Little pillows. And apparently they're not gonna make them too big because they're gonna double in size when they're boiled. So roll these around a little. Dip this in the flour. Take one of these, roll it up. Maybe I need a fork with bigger spaced tines. this for? Take one of these, press it in, and roll it off. Oh, look! I made a gnocchi. I'm going to do this one again. Press it in and roll it off. Oh, these are cute. I think they're kind of big. Press it in and roll it off. Apparently, the ridges are designed to hold sauce. And that's why you make ridges. I guess you could just make a little dent in it. But I just think they look really cute this way. Okay, so that's potato gnocchi. Step 1. Alright, I was doing such a crappy job at rolling. I seem to be completely inept when it comes to rolling. So, I found something that even I can do. Let me get this dough here. Roll it in a little bit of flour so it's not quite so sticky. And then, what I'm going to do, oh my God, why is there hair in that? For the love of God. Oh, it was just one little piece, okay. What I found I can do is put the dough in my cookie press, which it's it's so fluffy and airy it wants to keep popping out, but if I squish it in and keep pressing and scraping, oh, I think I can get the rest of my dough in there. Then I'll be done with this mess. I think, unless this tastes really delicious and is far superior to the frozen, I really don't think this is worth the trouble. But anyway, because I can't roll it, I found I can do this. Use my cookie press and make long ropes. And I didn't have to roll anything. Perfect. Another gadget to the rescue.